My name is Eric Bersin, and I am a graduate student in the Quantum Photonics group at MIT, and my research in particular deals with quantum computing. So quantum computing is a new type of computing that harnesses the principles of quantum mechanics to do computations in a fundamentally different way. And in particular, this allows for more powerful calculations of certain types of problems, ranging from things like factoring large prime numbers to calculating interactions for biochemistry. And so quantum computing has been around for some number of years now, and we're starting to get to the point where we actually have systems of multiple quantum bits, or qubits, and we're starting to try to put them into large numbers of systems on chip in particular. And quantum computing is actually experiencing a lot of the same problems that classical computing experienced, namely that when you have lots of systems all on one chip very close together, you start to have problems with crosstalk and problems in trying to address individual qubits at the same time. And so my work in particular is trying to look at how we can develop new techniques for individually addressing systems of qubits. And in particular, the system that we look at is a nitrogen vacancy center in diamond. So essentially, this is a defect, a single atom defect inside of a crystal lattice. And so that helps us get pretty far. So we have single atom qubits, which is pretty small and pretty compact. But it turns out that actually to talk to these qubits, you need to use lasers and optical addressing. And for those who are familiar with optics, you may know that there's something called the diffraction limit, which means that the smallest you can make a laser spot is roughly half the wavelength. And so that sort of places a fundamental limit, you would think, on how narrowly you can address these qubits and how tightly you can pack them. So what we were able to develop actually through part of my master's work was a technique for using small differences between these qubits and slight differences in their transition frequencies as a result of their environment to individually address qubits with very, very high precision and high fidelity. And so we showed that we could have an ensemble of multiple different qubits, these little atom-like defects in diamond, and address a single one at a time without perturbing the state of the other. So we think this is really a path forward towards having really scalable systems with very densely packed information on a single chip for quantum computing.